The CIA document, The Adam and Eve Story by Dr. Chan Thomas, discloses that Earth experiences cataclysmic events roughly every 6,500 years, resulting in the annihilation and regeneration of civilizations. He proposed that these cataclysms are natural, cyclical phenomena that alter the Earth's surface and human history. Oddly enough, shortly after it was published in 1966, after the CIA classified it, it was quickly removed from the public domain. The book discusses significant catastrophes such as pole shifts, mass extinctions, and the recurrent annihilation of advanced civilizations. It remained largely concealed until certain segments were disclosed years later. The Declassified CIA document by Dr. Chan Thomas indicates that Earth experiences cataclysmic events roughly every 6,500 years, resulting in the annihilation and regeneration of civilizations. He proposed that these cataclysms are natural, cyclical phenomena that alter the Earth's surface and human history. Currently, just 57 pages are accessible. Nevertheless, they are extensively redacted, raising numerous inquiries on the book's actual content. Individuals are intrigued by the reasons this book may be deemed perilous and the rationale for the CIA's desire for its concealment. American electrical engineer and psychic Dr. Chan Thomas developed a theory of worldwide apocalypse in which drastic changes in Earth's electromagnetic fields cause the crust to become more viscous, accelerating continental drift. In the 1950s, Dr. Thomas served as a project engineer for Bell Aircraft's Missile Guidance System and Douglas Aircraft's Skyhawk program. Subsequently, in the late 1960s, he was employed by McDonnell Douglas to collaborate with Robert Wood's Advanced Concepts Research and Development Team, which focused on UFO and other science projects. The concept of pole shifts has captivated scientists and sparked arguments for numerous years. Charles Hapgood was among the initial proponents of this approach in the mid-20th century. He posited that the Earth's outer layer could shift over the interior layers, resulting in a change in the position of the poles. According to Hapgood's notion of Earth's crustal displacement, these shifts might occur quite quickly and cause significant changes to the planet's climate and topography. Initially, numerous scientists dismissed Hapgood's theories, but he garnered attention when Albert Einstein expressed interest in his research. Although Hapgood's theory did not gain widespread acceptance, it facilitated further investigation into the potential alterations of the Earth's magnetic poles. Currently, it is understood that the magnetic poles actually shift, albeit usually at a gradual pace. The potential for swift, catastrophic changes continues to be a focus of active investigation. A terrifying forecast regarding abrupt pole changes was made by Dr. Chan Thomas, and he posited that these changes may occur rapidly, potentially within a single day, and result in significant calamities. He stated that these rapid alterations could precipitate significant earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis, culminating in extensive destruction. Although the majority of scientists express skepticism over such swift transitions, the concept continues to engage the curiosity of both scholars and the general populace. Mass extinctions have destroyed numerous species throughout Earth's history, altering the trajectory of life on our planet. Certain scientists propose that these extinctions may be linked to polar shifts or other significant geological occurrences. This era experienced a substantial decline in global temperatures, attributed by some to a comet impact or a major pole shift. Theories of ancient, highly developed civilizations that might have been wiped out by unexpected disasters have also been sparked by these tragic occurrences. Proponents of these theories contend that evidence of these ancient civilizations is discernible in myths and enigmatic archaeological sites. Nevertheless, conventional archaeologists exercise caution and emphasize the necessity for more substantial evidence prior to altering our concept of history. Certain experts propose that significant environmental changes may have influenced the flood narratives across diverse cultures. It is believed that ancient individuals, witnessing the devastation caused by rising seas, transmitted these narratives to caution others on nature's might. In his book, Dr. Chan Thomas goes one step further and claims that these flood myths are based on actual catastrophes brought on by changes in the Earth's poles and other catastrophic occurrences, rather than being merely fanciful stories. He contends that these tales serve as historical accounts of earlier calamities that nearly wiped humanity. Thomas posits that our predecessors crafted these narratives to commemorate events and caution future generations about their potential reoccurrence. Throughout history, human civilizations have risen, flourished, and eventually fallen, leaving behind remnants and mysteries of their existence. This pattern has led some researchers to theorize that humanity may indeed have a time limit, a built-in cycle of creation and collapse that recurs every few thousand years. From the ancient Sumerians and Egyptians to the classical Greek and Roman empires, history suggests that each civilization reaches a peak before succumbing to decline. The consistent recurrence of these falls has prompted questions about whether our current civilization might be subject to a similar fate. Could humanity be bound to a cycle of rise and collapse, destined to rebuild only to fall once again? The idea of civilizations having a time limit is not without basis. Historically, great societies have risen to unprecedented heights only to experience sudden or gradual declines. One of the earliest known civilizations, the Sumerians of ancient Mesopotamia, thrived around 4500 BCE. They established cities, created writing systems, and developed complex social and political structures. However, over time, factors such as environmental degradation, invasions, and internal conflict led to their decline, and eventually, the Sumerian civilization dissolved into other rising empires. Similarly, ancient Egypt enjoyed nearly 3,000 years of relative stability and cultural advancement. It was one of the longest-lasting civilizations in human history, and its achievements in architecture, medicine, and art were unparalleled. Yet, Egypt also fell, gradually losing power due to invasions, political fragmentation, and economic pressures. By the time of Cleopatra, the once great civilization was subsumed into the expanding Roman Empire. Another example is the Roman Empire, whose rise and fall remains one of the most studied cases of civilizational decline. At its peak, Rome controlled vast territories across Europe, North Africa, and Asia, and its influence shaped much of Western civilization. However, internal corruption, economic challenges, and relentless invasions by outside tribes eventually led to the collapse of Rome in 476 CE. The fall of Rome marked the end of classical antiquity and the beginning of the so-called Dark Ages in Europe, a period of reduced knowledge, cultural decline, and political instability. The patterns observed in ancient civilizations have led scholars to explore theories of cyclical collapse. One such theory is that of the Four Ages, an ancient Hindu concept that divides human history into repeating cycles: the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Each cycle represents a gradual decline in human morality and civilization, culminating in chaos and destruction before a new age begins. According to this theory, humanity is currently in the Kali Yuga, an era characterized by moral decay, conflict, and instability, signs that some interpret as precursors to a major civilizational reset. Similarly, the philosopher Oswald Spengler proposed in The Decline of the West that civilizations have a life cycle akin to that of living organisms. They are born, mature, grow old, and eventually die. He argued that Western civilization, like those before it, would also undergo a period of inevitable decline. Spengler's ideas have influenced historians and sociologists who study the life cycles of civilizations, suggesting that human societies may be subject to forces beyond their control that lead to eventual decay and collapse. Another theory, known as the Malthusian trap, posits that civilizations expand until they reach the limits of their resources, leading to collapse. This theory, based on the work of Thomas Malthus, suggests that population growth eventually surpasses the available resources, resulting in famine, conflict, and decline. The collapse of the Mayan civilization is often cited as a possible example, where a combination of drought, overpopulation, and resource depletion likely contributed to its downfall. The recurrence of civilizational collapse raises a pressing question. Is our modern global civilization bound to face a similar fate? Many researchers argue that while technology and globalization have advanced human society in unprecedented ways, these same factors have also increased the risk of widespread collapse. Unlike past civilizations, modern society is interdependent, with complex networks of trade, communication, and technology linking nearly every country. This interdependence, while a strength, also means that a crisis in one area can ripple across the globe, potentially destabilizing entire systems. Environmental degradation, climate change, and resource depletion are among the most significant challenges facing humanity today. While ancient societies like the Sumerians and Maya may have collapsed due to localized environmental factors, the modern world faces global environmental issues that impact all nations. In addition to environmental challenges, the rise of technology and artificial intelligence presents a double-edged sword. While these advancements hold the promise of solving many human problems, they also introduce risks such as economic inequality, loss of employment, and ethical dilemmas related to autonomy and surveillance. Some experts warn that without careful management, the rapid pace of technological change could destabilize societal structures, potentially leading to unrest or loss of control over powerful systems. While the theory of civilizational cycles suggests that collapse may be inevitable, there are lessons from history that modern society can use to potentially avoid repeating past mistakes. Resilience, adaptability, and sustainable practices are key to ensuring the longevity of any civilization. Ancient societies that failed to adapt to environmental changes, for example, were often the ones that faced the most severe declines. The fall of the Mayan civilization, believed to be partially due to environmental mismanagement, serves as a cautionary tale for the importance of sustainable resource use.